How was civil or guerrilla warfare an asymmetric conflict? Imagine a smaller, less organized group fighting against a much larger traditional army. That's exactly what happened during the Civil War with guerrilla warfare. It was a form of fighting where irregular fighters used sneaky tactics to challenge bigger forces. Unlike regular armies that fought in neat lines and followed strict rules, guerrillas operated in small groups, often hiding behind trees or in towns. They relied on surprise attacks, quick raids, and sabotage to weaken their enemies. They would destroy telegraph lines, burn bridges, or raid supply trains, making it hard for the larger army to move or communicate. This kind of warfare was all about avoiding direct fights and instead hitting where it hurt the most. Guerrilla fighters often came from local communities and knew the terrain very well. They used this knowledge to stay hidden and strike unexpectedly. Because they didn't wear official uniforms, it was sometimes hard for the Union soldiers to tell who was a fighter and who was a civilian. This blurred the lines between combatants and innocent townspeople, making the conflict more personal and chaotic. Their tactics created fear and confusion, forcing the Union to spend extra resources trying to find and stop them. The tactics used by these fighters were very different from the standard infantry and cavalry strategies of the time. Regular armies fought in large formations, aiming to win battles through direct engagement. Guerrilla bands, on the other hand, relied on mobility and surprise. They would attack quickly and then disappear into the countryside. This made it difficult for the Union to defeat them using traditional methods. Sometimes, the Union responded with harsh measures, like burning farms or towns, to try to root out guerrilla groups. Groups like Mosby's Rangers in Virginia and Quantrill's Raiders in Missouri are good examples. They conducted raids behind enemy lines, disrupted supply routes, and kept the larger armies on edge. This kind of fighting was asymmetric because it put smaller, less organized forces at a disadvantage against larger conventional armies. It was not just about fighting battles but about creating chaos, spreading fear, and making the war more complicated for the Union. So, in the end, Civil War guerrilla warfare was a clever way for smaller groups to challenge bigger armies by using unconventional tactics, terrain knowledge, and local support.